Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new playthrough. Today I am playing Arkham Horror, the card game. This is the scenario is called Midnight Masks, and if you didn't watch the video before this, you should probably go watch it, and then you'll understand where everything is. When I last left off, Mark was moving up to Northside. Daisy was stuck at Miskatonic University, and I am trying to gain clues to reveal cultists before midnight. So right now, Mark just moved. His last move, he flips, and he cannot do anything. So now it is the enemy phase. The cultists are not treated as enemies right now, so they will not attack me. I do need to flip these over because it is now the upkeep phase. During the upkeep phase, they each get a clue or a resource, and they draw their cards. So Daisy gets to draw 2 and keep 1. She's got Old Book of Lore or Perception. Choose an investigator. The investigator. No, I'm going to pass that one and keep Perception. I think it'll help me in the long run. All right. Let's see. Mark draws Monster Slayer. The attack deals +1 damage. It's a fast card. Or I can play it when I do a fight. All right. That is the end of the upkeep phase. Now we place a doom. There are now 4 doom on the agenda. It takes 6 to flip it, so it's getting pretty close here. And now I have to draw cards. Daisy went first, so she will draw Wizard of the Order. Ooh, spawn at an empty location. It's got retaliate, so if you attack it and you miss, it will automatically hit you. At the end of the Mythos phase, place 1 doom on it. Ooh, I have to place this somewhere empty. So let's place it at downtown, because Mark can move there next and try to take him out. And that was Mark's draw. No, Daisy drew the Daisy went first, and I just drew that was hers. Or now Mark draws, sorry. Mark draws a hunting night gaunt at his location, so he's got a monster to deal with already. All right, that is the end of the Mythos phase, and this says, at the end of the Mythos phase, place a doom. So now this thing has 3, 4, 5 on it. I have to kill him to keep this from expanding, but the problem is, it doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does. Unless I can kill this fast and get over here, which I can't do. It's going to take 2 actions to kill this Night Gaunt. And Daisy can't defeat the wizard. So I think we're going to flip. It's going to flip no matter what. And let's go ahead and take care of the Night Gaunt. I'll have Mark go first. So it's a hunter. While attempting to evade, double the negative. Okay, I'm not doing an evade. I'm just going to hurt it. Mark has taken no damage. I do want to remember this evidence because he could get a clue just by playing it. All right, so fast. Play after you defeat an enemy. Discover 1 clue. Okay. All right. Mark will attack. He will fire his Colt. I'll use a bullet. He is at 5 versus 3. I don't like those odds. Do I have anything to help? I could play... Ooh, this does +1 damage, and I can just add it for free. That would deal me 3 damage. And then I wouldn't have to spend a bullet on the next fight. Let's do that. I'll play that. And that's going to do +1 damage. So all in all, I'll do 3 damage if I hit him. 5 versus 3. Oh, I got the auto fail. All right. Well, that card goes away. So that was 1 action. The second action, he'll do it again. He will use a bullet, which is now 5 versus 3. And he'll do 2 damage. What is that? The skull is the highest number of doom on a cultist, 1. So it's 4 versus 3, so I still win. So I do 2 damage to that. Let's see, 1, 2. 1, 2 on the Night Gaunt. He's got 1 more action. I'll spend it to use 1 more bullet. And let's see, 1 more. So I need a 5 versus 3 here. Hold on, before I pull. Mark can take damage he can add 2 to a skill and take 1 direct damage as a fast action. I'm going to take a damage, so I'm going to add 2. So he's now at 5, 6, 7 versus 3. So the only way he can fail this is the auto fail. 7 plus 1 is 8, and he defeats the Hunting Night Gaunt. All right, so that is gone. That was his second action. Wasn't it? Wait, hold on. The first action, he fought it, he missed. Second action, that was his third and final action. Yeah. All right, so he is done. He can't, and by the way, he played that card that said, what was it? I played that card. Where'd it go? Did I not play it? Ah, there it is. So I defeat it. It says fast play after you defeat an enemy. It costs 1 to play it, and it says discover a clue. So he gets a clue. So it wasn't totally wasted there, and he is done. Now, and he can't move over here. So yeah, we're gonna flip. So Daisy's turn. She will move for 1 action. So her first action is a move. Second action, she will spend 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to parlay. And it says add her to the victory. All right, so I've got her there. So that was good. That was her second action. And for her third and final action, she doesn't really have any. So all she can really do is try to investigate. The shroud is 3. It says spend 5, and you can gain 2 clues. I may want to do that in a minute. You know what? For her third action, because she's stuck there no matter what. She can't move. So for her third action, I'm going to play Emergency Cash, which gets her 3 resources. So now she's got 5, and on her next turn, she could do that to get 2 bonus clues, which is really good. All right, she is done. So now it is the enemy phase. Well, this is an enemy, and it spawns, but it doesn't hunt, so it stays there. Now we do upkeep phase, so we flip these, and have I only revealed 2? I've only revealed 2 of the cultists. Okay, so I flip them. They each get a resource. So Mark goes up to 4. She's got 6. They draw their cards. 1, 2. In the know, investigate any location and play as if you were there. If you succeed, discover 2 clues from your. Oh, that's nice. I'm keeping that one. So she's got a card called Seeking Answers. If you succeed on an investigate, discover 2 total clues from among your location and a connecting location. So I could get, if Mark moves over here and reveals, I could take 2, and that would be really good. All right, so that is the end. Oh, wait, hold on. She drew her 2. Mark draws flashlight. All right, now it's the Mythos phase. So now when we add this one, 3, 4, 5, 6, it is now the Mythos phase. We put 6 on there. Now, here's the as I understand it, you check to see if there are 6 clues at a certain point in the game. And I believe, I can't remember. Let me see. I think you do it. I think it's now. Let's go ahead and flip it. I think it may not trigger just yet, but since I can't remember the rule, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. So we flip it over, and it's the I thought it was the Mast Hunter. Spawn, engaged with prey. The prey is the person with the most clues. Thankfully, that is Mark. He's got 1 to her to 0. All right. So that, and then we reveal Agenda 2A. Time is running out. The minutes pass quickly. Resign. You don't want to risk taking too long. It can take 8 clues to resign, or before it flips. So I've got basically 8 turns to try and get as many cultists revealed. All right, so that is the Mythos phase. Then I got to draw cards. So he went first, so he draws Mysterious Chanting. Place 2 doom on the nearest cultist enemy. So now it's at 2 out of 8. If there are no cultists. Okay, so that's done. And she gets Hunting Shadows, Peril. You must either spend a clue or take 2 damage. She doesn't have a clue, so she has to take 2 damage. I could give that to Lita. I could. I'm going to give that to Lita. She's got 3 health, so she takes 2 damage. And she's still in the game, so that's okay. That's okay. Now, that's done. All right, it is now the investigator phase. Now, the cool thing about Lita Chandler, if you're at her location, you get +1 fight. And if you're at her location and you fight, you get +1 damage. So Mark is going to get a whole bunch of damage on this Mast Hunter guy. So he will go first. It's got a fight of 4, health of 4. And it says the Mast Hunter gets +2 health per investigator. So it's got actually 8 health. Oh, that's not good. 8 health. While you are engaged, you cannot discover or spend clues. Okay. All right. So I've got to fight him, which is unfortunate. And I've got 3 turns to do it. And I've only got 2 bullets left. But I've got Lita, which is going to be helpful. Okay, so let's do this. We'll go ahead and knock this out. So, where's my bag? Mark is normally fight 5. He will spend a bullet to get +1 damage. He gets +1 fight for Lita. So he's currently at 6 versus 4. And I could use the home front to really hurt him. How much does the wizard have? The wizard has 2 health, so he's easy to kill. I'm going to use the home front. Why? It gives me +4 fight, which I don't really care about. I'm going to beat him. The only thing that would hurt me is the auto fail. But it says if the skill test is successful, move 1 damage from Mark to the enemy. All right. So I'm doing a 5, 6, 10 versus 4. Auto fail's the only thing I don't want. 10 versus 4. 10 minus 2 is 8. So I do 1 damage for Mark, 1 damage for the bullet, 1 damage for Lita, and then this says move 1 damage from Mark to the mass. So he's got 4, and he's got normally 8. So that was a really good card to play. So I'm going to shoot again. This is my last bullet. I'll shoot. It makes it 5, 6 versus 4. And I don't have any more cards to contribute that have fight. And neither does Daisy. So it's strictly a 6 versus 4 fight. 6 plus 1 is 7. So Mark does 1, the gun does 1, and Lita does 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 8. He's got 1 more action. And it's a straight up fight. He's got no bullets, so he's 5. Lita makes 6 versus 4. Six plus 1 is 7, and he defeats the Mast Hunter. Now, it has a victory condition, so it goes up here. It doesn't go back in the discard. And that is Mark's 3rd and final action, which is excellent. But it's slowing me down. I'm not moving forward. I don't have clues. So with his 3rd and final action, he's done. He can't do anything. And he's done. There's no he doesn't have anything fast that he can help her with. All right. So she needs to get to work here. She has, as an action, I can spend 5 resources to gain 2 clues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will spend the 5. I take 2 clues out of the pool, not here. So she's got 2. Mark has the 3rd one. That was her first action, because it costs an action. Second action, if you succeed, discover 2 total clues from your location. All right, I'll contribute this, which gives me +1. So she's doing 6 versus 3. And if she succeeds, she can get 2 clues. So 6, this is her second action, 6 versus 3. 6 minus 1 is 5, so she does it. She'll take these 2 clues. Now, her third and final action, she will spend 4 to reveal another cultist. And I got Wolfman Drew, spawn downtown. Where is downtown? Where's downtown? Oh, what? Oh, he's here, downtown. Okay. When Wolfman attacks, heal 1 damage from him. Okay. So he is treated as an enemy. All right. So that's interesting. Okay. You have to fight him. Oh, this is not good. Okay. So what did I just do? Daisy revealed for her third and final action, she revealed a cultist, and she is done. So Mark is done because he defeated the thing, and Daisy's done. All right, here we go. So there are enemies. Now, this one stays there, and this one stays there, and she stays there. So we place a Doom token. So there is 3 now instead of 8. I need to get rid of this Wizard of the Order. And now I have to draw cards. Mark went first, so he draws False Lead. If you have no clues, gain Surge. If you have 1 or more clues, test Investigate. For each point you fail, place 1 of your clues on your location. All right, I only have 1 clue to lose, so I'm not going to spend any money on this. Research, although I don't know. All right, I will. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that came from. All right. Let's see. I have to do 4 research. I have 2. I'm going to lose. So I'm not going to spend any cards. So unless I get a +2, which I don't think there is a +2 in here, I fail. So he loses this clue, which goes back on here, which is fine. And then Daisy draws on Wings of Darkness. Revelation. Test 4 agility. If you fail, take 1 damage and 1 horror. Then disengage from each non-Night Gaunt enemy engaged with you and move to a central location. Okay, so I have to test agility, which means she's going to flee here and not get those 2 clues, which... If you fail, take a damage in her. She's going to fail because she doesn't have any cards that help. Neither does he. So 2 versus 4. The best I can do is hope for a +2. And it says take a damage and a horror if you fail. All right, 2 minus 2. So I fail. So she takes a damage and a horror. That's fine. And that is the end of the Mythos phase. All right, let's think this through. She also has to flee here. Okay. Now, if she goes first and moves up here, they're going to engage with her, which I don't want. I need Mark to engage. Now, my Venturer ally, which costs 4, says spend a supply and exhaust. Place 1 supplier ammo on an asset. I don't have a gun. Ugh. Okay, and she has Lita. So Mark's going to lose that Lita thing. All right. Let me think. Heal 1 damage from him. When Wolfman attacks, heal 1 damage. Okay. So it's going to have to be Mark. All right. So did I do upkeep? I did not. I placed it. I drew, but I never did upkeep. Hold on. This one flips here. This one flips here. They each get 1 resource. I knew there was something I forgot. She draws 2 cards. No stone unturned and barricade. Attached to your location. Non-elite cannot move. Choose an investigator. The investigator searches the card deck, draws it, and shuffles it into his or her. Takes the top 6 cards to his or her deck for a card, draws it, and shuffles the deck. That costs 2 to play, though. This is a 0 and gives me a lot of bonuses. Let me take this one. All right, Mark draws. Safeguard. After another investigator moves from your location to a connecting exhausted move. All right, that doesn't really help me, but... All right, I think Mark's going to have to go first. He's going to move over here, which means they're going to engage. He's going to attack one of them, but he's going to get attacked. So let's do that. So Mark's first action, unfortunately, I'm losing these clues. I'm going to move for 1. That means these engage me. I get both of them. Great. All right. But if I kill the Wizard of the Order, I remove the 2 doom. So that's a good thing. All right. So 2 on here and none on there. All right. Mark is at downtown, which I forgot to reveal. The reveal has 4 clues on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says, as an action, you can heal 3 horror, which that may be good for Mark. Well, he doesn't have any horror on him right now. Okay, so Mark is here. All right, so let's do this. Mark is going to fight the Wizard of the Order. I have a weapon, but no ammo. So unfortunately, he is doing a 5 versus 4. He doesn't have any cards that will help him with a fight, but he can take a damage, which I will do, to get +2. He's using, all right, so take a damage. So if you can take a damage, you get +2. If Mark has 5 or more damage on him, flip. Okay, so he's still okay. So he gets +2, so he's now at 7 versus 4. This is his second action. 7 versus 4. He does, and he does 1 damage. It has 2 health, so it does 1 damage to it. Because Lita's not at his location, so he's got to do it twice. So he puts a damage on the Wizard, and for his third and final action, he's going to do it again. He'll take a point of damage. He's doing 7 versus 4. It's just the auto fail. That's the one I don't want. He does. He defeats the Wizard of the Order. These 2 doom go away. There is no victory on that, so that goes in the discard, and that is the end of his turn. The Wolfman will attack him on his turn. All right. Daisy. All right. Since he's engaged, Daisy will move for 1 action. She will move up here. So that's her first action. She needs to get a bunch of clues, and she's not going to be able to do it with this hand. All right. We need to reveal at least one more. Does she have any cards that would help Mark? She does not. All right, but but Lita Chandler is now here, so you get that +1 fight. So her fight is now 3 versus 4. She's going to lose, and it doesn't have retaliate, so she could try to put damage on this thing to help Mark. But I need the clues, so let's do the clues. So her shroud is a shroud of 4. She's got 5 investigate. I will do perception to get +2, so it's 7 versus 4. And if I'm successful, I get to draw a card. 7 minus 1 is 6, so she gets a clue. And she gets to draw a card, and she got Unexpected Courage, which is a wild card. I'm going to use that again to do another one for her third action to investigate. She will be +2, 7 versus 4 again. 7 plus 1, and she gets an extra clue. And that is the end of her turn. Mark went, she went. All right, now, enemy phase. The Wolfman attacks Mark for 2 damage. 1, 2. All right. Then, upkeep phase. Flip these over. Get a resource for each one of them. And draw cards. Daisy draws 2. Oh, she got her weakness. And unexpected. So I have to take the weakness. The weakness is the Necronomicon. Put it into play in your area with 3 horror. 1, 2, 3. It cannot leave play while it has 1 or more horror. Treat each elder sign that you pull as a fail. As an action, you can move 1 horror from it to Daisy. Then, if the Necronomicon has no horror on it, discard it. So, while what it basically is I'm not concerned about moving the horror from it to her. If I pull the elder sign, it counts as an auto fail. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. So she drew that, and Mark draws. He drew his weakness. Treachery, Shell Shock. For every 2 damage, take a horror. He's at 9, 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't say round up or down, so I'll take 2 horror. 1, 2. He's down to 3 horror. Ugh. Okay. That is not good. All right, so we drew the cards. It is now the investigator phase. So, Mark now has the +1 from Lita, and that's all he gets. 4 health. Oh, man. So, +1 damage, right? So, 2 hits will kill it, because he gets the +1 damage from Lita. So, he will fight the Wolfman. He is at 5 versus 4. Does she have anything she can contribute? No. 5 versus 4. I don't like those odds. So I will... Oh, I took 5 damage. Hold on. No, I didn't. I started at 9. I've only taken 4 damage. 1, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, if I take 1 more point of damage, this card flips. I don't want that. So I need to kill it. So 5 versus 4. Oh, bad odds. 5 minus 1 is 4, so I do 2 damage to him. All right, that's good. He doesn't have retaliate, which is good. That was my first action. Second action, I am going to she moves back. Second action, again, 5 versus 6 versus 4, excuse me, because Lita gives me +1. 6 versus 4, I do it. I defeat the Wolfman, and it goes in the victory display. That's 2 cultists gone. The Mast Hunter is another one that's gone. Okay. He's got 1 more action. He's not going to be able to do a shroud here of 4. So what I could do is move. I can't move here. I could move here, but I'd rather reveal this and see what's in East Town. Do I want to do that? Or do I leave him on there and have him spend 1 of his cards? I'm going to get after another measure moves from your to connecting, exhaust and move it. Oh, I could do that. That is a good one. The flashlight's another good one. Venture. I'm going to, and the Venturer will take, I'm going to put out Venturer. I need a health and sanity sink to protect him. So it costs me 4, and I now have an ally out, and his turn is done. Daisy needs those 2 clues. She doesn't have any card that is going to help her get a bonus clue. So she needs to spend 2 actions and then spend her last action to reveal another cultist. So she will do an investigate. She is 5 versus 4. Ugh, I hate those odds. Do I have anything to help? I'll burn this to make it 6 versus 4. I got the auto. This is an auto fail. She failed on her first action because of the Necronomicon. All right. Second action, she'll investigate again, and he's got flashlight. Yeah, she will burn flashlight to make it 6 versus 4. And that is the highest number of doom on a cultist, 0. So she does get a clue. But unfortunately, she's not going to have another action to spend those. So for her third and final action, she'll do it again. She is 5. Does he have anything to contribute? No. 5 versus 4. 5 minus 1 is 4, and she gets the last clue. Is there a victory on this? There is. All right, so I'll turn it sideways. Remember, I get that. That's XP points. You need them. All right, and she is done. So, end of the phase. There are no enemies out. We flip an upkeep phase, which is 1 each. So resources and draw cards. Daisy draws a weakness and a magnifying. She has to keep the weakness. Add hypochondria to your threat. After you take a damage, take a direct horror. It takes 2 actions to get rid of this. All right, she's got her hypochondria out. All right, and Mark draws emergency cash. All right, so we place a doom token. There are now 2 out of 8 on here. Mark went first, right? Isn't that right? Yes, Mark went first. Crypt Chill, test 4 will. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset. Well, I have a gun, so I could discard it if I fail it. But let's see if we, 4 will. My will is 3. I can contribute guts for 2, which will make it 3, 4, 5 versus 4. And if I succeed, I get to draw a card. 5 versus 4. 5 minus 1 is 4, so I do succeed, and I get to draw a card. And I got another emergency cash. All right, Daisy draws Obscuring Fog. I am out of time. So in the next video, I will pick up right where I left off. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Arkham Horror. I will be back very soon. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.